What's up, guys? What's up? It's Asha Israel here, and I am here to present to you guys the ego video. I'm so grateful that you guys are joining me. I appreciate you guys always coming back to the channel. I know that I have been away from the channel for a very long time, but I've been working. I've been on the Facebook Asha Israel business page there. If you guys want to check that out to book your readings, you guys can go ahead and slide on over to that Facebook page if you have Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, if you have Instagram, you can go ahead and hit the Asha Israel underscore 717 Instagram page, and I'll be there as well. Also, join the Facebook group, the Ethers, that we're there to give knowledge. And then, if you are advanced enough, go ahead and join the ESU'S Keys to Chaos group. So, the ego, it's very creative. It is a lying spirit, and we're going to talk about it. We are going to get into it. We're going to see what's going on. So, to define the ego, it is a person's sense of self esteem or self importance, and this word derives from the 19th century in Latin. Okay, so if you guys see me looking down, it's because I have notes here because I do like to study, and I encourage everyone to study on their own as well as do their own research. So everything that I say, you can go ahead and hop your ass on the internet yourself and figure it out and put it together for yourself. Okay, so when my ego approached me, it was not the ego that I would think that it would have been. It would not have been that ego that was like arrogant, like I'm the shit and I can do this and I'm this and I'm that. That wasn't that. It was very creative with how it approached me and very creative with how it expressed itself. And I didn't even know it was there. It's a sneaky motherfucker. So y'all have to be careful when it comes to dealing with the ego. Um, the psychoanalysis of it is the part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and the unconscious, and it is responsible for reality testing and sense of personal identity. So the ego is here to test your reality and test your sense of who you think you are, even questioning your power and all types of things, but we're going to get into it. Also, Hash Gang, Truth Gang, I am so excited to have everyone in the house. So make sure that y'all are in the comment section hashtagging that truth gang and letting me know that you guys are with me. All right. So when I pulled cards on this, because I had to face my ego myself, and whew, um, it's hard when you have to realize that sometimes your enemy can be yourself, and it's not necessarily someone else outside of you or Satan or the enemy. The enemy can be the inner me, the inner you inside that tries to make you feel like it's protective, but it's really not, letting you explore your boundaries and step out of your comfort zone because it's going to tell you like you don't have enough power to do so, or you don't have enough authority, or you don't have enough whatever it is. You just feel like you can't do it. And so we're going to confront it so we're able to deal with it. All right, so the ego is the lying mind. This is the voice that tells you you are not good enough and makes you question who you are, the false identity. The ego only exists in the third dimension. It is not something that ascends with you. You have to literally kill it. Some people say you got to work with it and all those things. But personally, if it's working against you, you don't need to work with it. You need to subdue and destroy. You need to like wrestle that motherfucker to battle, because we war not against flesh and blood, and that is in many different aspects. Like also the war will not be against flesh and blood. Sometimes you have to do the inner work and battle yourself first before you can battle things that are outside of you. The lies that the the ego will tell you is that you are what you have, and that is the money that you need um, to gain, or the money that you have, or the materials that you have. You are those things. I am what I do, the things that you accomplish. Like you feel like you're not this if you don't accomplish it. Let's see. I am my reputation. What others think of me, or what others say I am. And I stress that a lot, not giving a fuck what anybody thinks about you, and not trying to live up to the standards that someone will try to put on you. Um, I am separate from what's missing in my life. So being different, and that's something that I have to work on as well. Being separate with the treasures that you desire in this lifetime, separate with the things that you feel like you're supposed to have in this life, even separate from the presence of God, and even separate from the masses, the whole consciousness, the source, being that we are all a part of each other, even feeling that you're separate from that. Um, and you are, in a sense, when it comes to your soul. And that's why I do preach that every man for himself, because you are all for yourself when it comes to your soul. um, and I am separate from everyone else, and that causes judgment, uh, like making you feel like you can speak on someone else's walk, making you feel like you're superior to other people, making you feel like you're beneath other people, making you feel like you are just the almighty gift of to the world when we all play a part in this. So it's, it's wise to treat everyone with love and kindness and to respect their paths and respect their walks. I stop there because I like to allow Spirit to guide me with my words so that I'm speaking and getting across their message in proper representation. The ego is your enemy, okay? It is your enemy. It serves no purpose and is not worth defending, okay? So all the getting in comment sections and like, I'm doing this and I have this and I'm doing this. That's your ego. Because if you truly know who you are and you're walking in your path of righteousness, walking in your path of spirituality, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to argue anything because your status only matters in the spirit realms and in the higher dimensions and the other dimensions. Here, a man given title doesn't mean anything. Okay? So it never brings anything positive into our lives. And that's something that we have to understand. Like the ego really never brings anything positive into our lives. And you have to be like really careful with it because it can seriously try to make you feel as if you cannot. There was a Facebook argument like a while ago, like maybe a year or so ago, and it was about people basically feeling like they can judge your walk and tell you what you ain't over the internet. You don't know um, what you can and you can't do until you acknowledge it. And this person was basically saying that if you acknowledge and say that I've made it past this, so I know that I can achieve this. I've made it past that, so I know that I can achieve that, that you are being egotistical. No. You got to learn the difference between it. You're not being egotistical. You have to know that you have certain power to do things. And there's a difference between that. Like how I'm able to do what I do. How I'm able to do what I do is because I know that when I come across situations that I've been before, that I've passed that test. And I can stand up and say to anyone that I've passed that test. And that's not being egotistical or bragging. That's just, when this comes about, that you've already been trained and tested and tried and you've already been through it and you can stand on what you know about your own power. And that's how you will grow. Okay? So the ego is different from the Ori. Okay, and I want you guys to understand that the ego is different from the Ori. The Ori and the ego are going to sound just alike, but the Ori is going to bring things of a positive nature, a very encouraging nature, a protective nature. But the ego that I'm speaking of, and not the arrogant one, the one because it can manifest in that way too, but the one that says to you, when you hear the voice, you're a retailer, you can heal that person, you can heal that plant, you can heal that tree, you can heal that animal, you can heal this, and then that voice says, I don't have enough power. That's the enemy that can hold you back, but it's pretending to be a protector. Or I'll get to it when I get to it. If the spirit is urging you to do something, you obviously have enough power to do it, and you need to be doing it, guys. So that is it for this video. I just wanted to go ahead and record that about the ego so that you can be on your shits and you can recognize the signs so that you can immediately cast down imaginations. Okay, because we were not against flesh and blood. So when the negative voices come into your head, you cast them down and you replace it with, I know I can. And you go with that positive, and you're going to make mistakes, but get out there and try it anyways. Ask your ancestors, your angels, and guides to lead you when you're doing your work and your power and your magic. So I didn't want to make this video too long. I wanted to just come back to my YouTube family and tell you that I love you guys. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook. I am going to be coming with some classes and on the Patreon, and I will get those to you as soon as possible, you guys. I love you guys. Hashtag Truth Gang, and I'm out.